I want to show you this video of this lady. Her name is Emily Saves America. Here it is right here. Now, if we can enlarge that, make sure the audio is working, that'll be great. Now, ladies, you know, if a guy says something like this, we get in trouble. Because I've said something like this, quoted this stat, Chelsea Handler sees it, she does a reaction video, she says I'm this fake thing, I call her out, me and Chelsea Handler, my ex, we're going back and forth online. But you know, that's Chelsea. But I want to get your ladies' opinion on when a woman says the following. Go ahead.
So a girl made a video about this on TikTok, and it's put in the most simple terms. I would say every girl I know right now wants a man who is masculine and a leader. And obviously that comes with like asserting dominance and all these things. And all these women want this, but then no women want to listen. They don't want to listen to the leader. So they want the leader, but then they're not going to listen. And it's so funny because it really comes down to like not listening to them is not only just extremely demasculating to them, it's like, so why would they want to be with you? They would go be with a woman who's more feminine and like willing to listen. This is not like, I'm not talking about controlling crazy guys. I'm talking about this is what a strong man in his masculine is. So it's like when you're, you know, doing the whole feminine, you know, new wave feminism, girl boss, I don't listen to anyone, then that's okay. There's a reason why the statistics are saying that all you guys are going to be single and unmarried in the next like 20 years is because you're not listening.
Okay, ladies, the whole who's the leader in a relationship, that's an obvious question. We can go from there. But you have that Jordan Peterson clip? Let me give a, you don't have the Jordan Peterson with Michaela when they did their interview? See if you can put, there it is right there. How long is that?
49 seconds.
Okay, play this as well, because I'm going to give you some counterbalance here. So, Michaela, full disclosure, good friend, sweet girl. We've interviewed Dr. Jordan Peterson multiple times. They had a conversation on this topic as well. So all my red pill friends out there, let's get your thoughts on this. See if you can play this.
Women are made in the image of God, right? There's an absolute insistence in that. And then, you know, the feminist critics will say, well, yeah, but Eve is cast in a bad light. It's like, yeah, so is Adam.
Yeah.
Eve takes the first bite, but Adam submits to her temptation in a second, and then he blames her for his faults, which men do to women all the time, and vice versa. I mean, we're pretty good at that both ways. So no, there's no submitting. Plus, it's impossible anyways. You try to get a woman to submit, like, good luck. It's just not possible.
Not for very long.
They're slippery.
They're slippery. See if you can play the beginning of the clip as well, because I think we missed that.
I think there's a lot of talk in the red pill sphere that's very popular online. That's if you're a man and you're in a relationship with a woman, they should listen to you because you're the man. And it's basically as simple as that.
Well, first of all, right when the biblical corpus opens.
So that was the beginning of it. So we heard the woman, Emily Saves America. By the way, shout out to Emily. We'll get her on the show soon. She's basically saying, listen, ladies, listen to your man, or you're going to be single. Basically, that was her premise. You have Dr. Jordan Peterson sitting with his daughter, Michaela, and he's like, yeah, these women ain't going to listen. So it's an interesting conversation here. But I want to get Clarissa's thought on this, because she's the only married one here with kids. How does it work, the listening, who leads? I'm pretty sure your relationship, Leo's a very simple dude. Get to work, make the money, come home, eat your dinner, go back to work, make the money, eat your dinner. You're doing everything else with the kids.
Yes.
How does it work? Who's the leader in the relationship? Listen, not listen. How does a healthy balance work in a relationship?
For us, it's more of a partnership. There's no like, you could say Leo's the leader. Like he's our head of our family and he leads. And I influence in decisions, but he ultimately has the final say. So he takes my opinion and my thoughts and how I feel on certain issues into consideration heavily. And then he also knows when to let me lead. So I know what his strengths are. I know where he excels in certain areas. And I am clear to say, hey, baby, you got this. You lead. I stand behind you fully. And I know that this is your area of expertise. But then there are others where he's like, I have no freaking clue about any of this. Like, this is out of my realm entirely. Like, you're the boss. Whatever you says goes. And it really just depends on the nature of the situation. So I'm not going to say that there isn't a leader and we kind of tag team always. Leo's our clear leader. But for us, it really, the dynamic kind of shifts. It's kind of a dance. There's a little bit of give and take. And there's certain areas in which I'm a clear leader. Like, hey, this is kind of my wheelhouse. Like, step back, get out of my kitchen, my house, my household. Like, I run this ship, right? But there's others in which I'm like, hey, this is your domain. Like, whatever you say goes, and tell me where you need me, and that's where I'll go. But it really depends. There's no just like standard rule that applies. But for us, it was important to kind of establish those boundaries and kind of get to know what's good, what's bad, what am I comfortable with, what are you comfortable with, and really define those roles, I think. And it's not like you find out instantly. It's something that takes time, and having those conversations with one another on like.
Interesting perspective, because you start off by saying Leo's the leader, but then depending on the situation, so almost situationally, it's like, all right, you got this thing, girl. Like overall. So I think there's a delicate dance there right there, but
it's a bit more nuanced than people make it out to be. Like people like it's either exactly equal partnership, or the man needs to be the one in control and the woman must submit and she can never even have an idea. And I feel like that's where this the propagation of this idea that like red pill guys should never care what their woman said. They don't want to date an intelligent girl. They just want to go for McDonald's, because nowadays women are so masculine that they are trying to take that role from the man, and they emasculate them in a lot of ways. So a lot of guys, their natural proclivity, the pendulum swing back from that is like, oh, I'll just take a dumb girl who'll listen to what I say then. I think in reality, what you're talking about, this more nuanced kind of balance, that makes so much more sense. That's so much more logical. We just, as humans, have the tendency to really push things to the extreme, right? Like it's one or the other. I think in reality, it's much more nuance with the guy mostly taking the lead.
Yeah. Sarah, where do you stand on this topic? By the way, your boyfriend's in the room.
Yeah.
So.
I was raised with 3 older brothers and a dad, Moroccan Jewish men. So we always, the men lead and we serve as women. Even till this day, like I'm all about women. I host women's dinners. Like I love my women, right? And I support my women and their decisions and choices and all that good stuff. But I love a man who can lead. I think it's super important in a household, just like the women lead in different ways, right? So like my father was the leader in his mind, right? But my mother was the leader. There was no question, if, ands, or buts about it. You men need us to be who you are. So behind every strong man, there's an even stronger woman, and that's for sure 100% that. Like we set the table for you, and we'll feed you and we'll serve you, right? But to make you feel like the leader, to make you feel like a king, and let there be no like discrepancy, like just to make your woman feel like the queen.
So what did you see growing up was mom's role? What was she in control of, and then what was dad in control of?
My mom worked, made money. My father worked and made money, and they hustled together and they grew together from nothing, right? From the slums of France, came here and grew together and built an empire together, right? But she still was in her feminine. She cooked for us. She made sure we had everything we needed. She took us to school. She did all that good stuff. No, let me go back. We had a nanny. And she was very clear with my father. She was like, you want me to have 4 kids? Great. Let's pay for the nanny. Let's pay for a cleaning lady. Let's pay for that. And you know what? And I'm all about that. I'm all about that because I'm a woman who works. I work really, really hard, but I want a man who can absolutely lead and let me be in my feminine. So, Adam and I, we argue all the time about I'm always cleaning. I'm a little too OCD. But now, no, like we get a cleaning lady once a week because that's what I want. So we're gonna pay for the fucking cleaning lady. And that's
listen, with due respect to your boyfriend Adam over here, sounds like a great guy. Great name, by the way. Anytime you want to clean, my door's open. Come on by.
I'm better than any cleaning lady ever.
Shit,
so like I pay for it, but nobody does it like I do it anyway.
Liv, where do you stand on this topic? You're a CEO, but you're also feminine. Where do you balance this?
No, I love.
Does it come down to the money? I don't know.
Yeah.
You're a broke boy. You're not shit.
I mean, okay, listen. So I actually love everyone's so far perspective on this. It makes sense. I think that there's strengths that you play too in partnerships, and I'm not in a marriage, so while you guys were all speaking, I thought about my 14-year partnership with Michael on model volleyball. So I have a male business partner for 14 years. And there's so many things that he is better at than I am, and vice versa. And I think that that's what you play into is like, okay, like how do I know when I have to be the one to deal with this and when I send you? And I think that naturally, when women are single longer, you just find yourself being more independent and you make your own decisions. And I think that you choose to do things the way you want them because you're the only person that really has to make these decisions.
Yeah.
It's for yourself. So when you say, is it about the money? It's about this. It's about what individually I think a woman values as like her other half. That's going to be whether it's a business partner, a significant other, a father, whatever it might be. So I think everyone just should look for those things that balance their side of things. Like you meet couples and you're like, I don't get it. And then you see them interact and you're like, oh, I get it. You know, because you're like, wow, like that person really, you know, they were both very
Compliments that
outspoken
person.
and they were both really this and you'd see a lot of this.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's circumstantial to how it balances out as a household or as a business partner. Just depending on what's good for you guys.
All right. Nat, final word here.
Final word. I mean, the first thing I think important is, picking the right man to lead you.
Yes.
I think that is the primary thing. I think if women even knew how to pick the right man to lead, that submissive level would even be a little bit easier.
Right.
But that really does even comes down to like also the relationships in your life. How was your parents' dynamic, right? When you're at working, how do you see couples dynamic work? And now that I was thinking about it, I'm like, I'm even thinking about even working with you. There's some times where he's like, really?
I'm so scared,
No,
Adam.
but now that I'm thinking, and someone said this to me because one time we were arguing. And someone said to me, they're like, you have like a relationship with Adam. You have to let him lead in certain areas, and then you have to do things in certain areas. And then I thought about it. I'm like, well, it's kind of true. You'll delegate me something to do, and I have to get it done, right? But then you'll take on things that I don't want to take on. I'm like, you're the head. You make that decision. I don't want to even have that decision. So even learning certain relationship dynamics as you grow up and you take examples, you even learn how to like, okay, I'm gonna be submissive, even though I don't. I want to be combative because I like.
No, but it's nice when you're like, can you just deal with it?
Yes, and so there's points to it, but it's always very important to have leading men in your life.
I agree.
I think that's the important key of it.
I agree.
I'll give the final word here. As someone that's dealt with
Combative
some
women.
combative, disagreeable women.
We're a great team. We've learned, over the time, we've learned how to also communicate. I've also been less combative, would you say?
You've been better.
Thank you. Okay,
been better.
so that's the thing is like also that learning process that I think women sometimes overlook. Like, oh, I don't need it, but it's like you kind of
And
need
listening
to
too. I feel like for
That's-
women, it's very hard for us to listen because we are, we feel like we know,
Yes.
know, and
That's where I'm going with
yeah,
this.
yeah, absolutely. And I.
So let me give some
yeah.
advice to the men and the women out there. When I was briefly married,
Oh, you were married? I was gonna say, how long have you been married?
when I was briefly dating a girl that I may or may not have married, there was a situation, whatever. We won't go there. But I remember.
I remember too.
Yeah, you remember that. This girl that I was married to for a little bit. I did not understand the dynamics. It was 10 years ago. I'm just like, I made some money. I'm pretty cool. She's hot. She's broke. Let's do this thing. Boom. Boom. Moving this girl right. And I remember the nagging. Guys cannot handle the nagging. This is what we hear. Like it's freaking Dino from the Flintstones. Why did you? And I said, and I started to make some major money at this point in my life. I go, how much for you to shut the fuck up? She said, what did you say? I go, yeah, how much I gotta give you right now for you to shut the fuck up? She goes, $2,000. I literally went on my app. I was like, you have $2,000
No, you didn't.
in your phone right now. Here's what I need you to do. Ready? Shut the fuck up.
Ask me that question.
Okay, exactly.
Ask me that question. I have a number.
Do you know how long she's See, you guys, let me talk. Look at these girls. Guys.
It's what she's owed.
I know. But do you know how long this girl shut the fuck up for?
Not a second.
1 hour.
Oh, she did.
1 hour. I mean, I meant just like, don't talk until I tell you to talk. But what I realized is that's not how relationships work.
No.
And when we broke up, I read a book, and I highly encourage you guys to read this book if you're dealing with relationship issues. By the way, I read the first chapter. I'm like, I got it. I don't need to know anything else. And the book is called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. We are on completely different planets. Men are more logical, women are emotional. You know, feelings and emotions are everything to a woman. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, guys, you need to understand that. So sometimes, like a girl that I'm dating now, she's just like, I just need to talk. I want to talk. And guys, if we talk, the overall premise is we're going to talk to solve a problem.
Yeah.
I'm never like, so tell me how your day was, Malik. And he's like, well, about a hard day. It doesn't work that way. I was like, so what's the problem, Malik? He's like, yeah, dude, you know.
literally my argument
This girl,
the other
problem.
night.
I was like, yo, just take her here. All right, cool, girl,
so
thing.
funny.
Bro, we're done.
Yeah.
But the girls don't want their problems to be solved. They just want you to
Listen.
listen.
That's so
And
funny.
guys don't got time to listen. And when I'm sitting there listening to this girl, I'm like, it's like Chris Rock used to do a thing. And he used to say, like, when a girl comes home, she's going to want to complain about her day and her coworkers. And he had like a 5-phrase thing. It was, okay. You don't say. And then every girl has a girl that they argue with at work. And then one day you go, I told you that bitch crazy. Thank you. Like, guys, it's so hard. But the problem is we love you, beautiful, gorgeous girls, and we, you know, can't live
So
with
what
you.
should we do as
Can't
women?
live with you.
But they
can't
tell
live
me,
without
no, we
you.
tell
Can't
you
live
those
with you.
things so you can maybe lead us.
Yeah.
We're sharing this
That's
with you.
true.
We're like, you make level-headed decisions.
Yeah,
You're a reliable
true.
person.
Well, what I'm
going to
saying
ask
is-
you and
What I'm
decompress.
saying
Should we
is,
stop telling our feelings?
in the space travel of life, the men are on Mars, the women are on Venus. You're trying to ask me, hey, why aren't the Martians getting along with the other Martians? We're living on different planets. You know, you guys can have the babies. We can't have the babies. We need each other. So it's all about, the number one thing I always hear from old couples when I interview them is it's all about communication. And the women want to talk, and the men don't want to listen, but we all got to do what we got to do. And the last thing I told you, one of my favorite, shout out to the Red Pill guys, because, you know, unless you're really doing your thing, it's hard to really get these women in line. What's my favorite thing? It's like, if you submit, I'll commit. But even when they submit, they're still emotional beings and they're creatures of feelings, and you got to know that as a man. That's all I'm saying. So happy International Women's Day to all you women from Venus. We love you. Just don't talk so much. You know.
And learn to listen.
And learn to listen, guys. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you like that one, click right here to watch the full SOSCAST. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.